Hello, welcome back to Vicious Vinyl, where we talk about anything bangy, clangy, and twangy. And this week, we are talking about Psychobilly's mutant distant cousin, the garage and trash scene of the 80s in the UK. To me, it was exactly the same thing, Psychobilly and this. I thought they were the same scene. Later on, you find out there are nuances between them, but for all intents and purposes, if you were Psychobilly, you love this stuff. And if you weren't, then maybe you didn't. Or maybe you did and you didn't like Psychobilly. There's a lot of crossover between these two scenes. Either way, I'm going to tell you some of my faves from the garage trash scene in the UK. I'm going to start off light-ish with the Barracudas. This is the Barracudas. Drop Out with the Barracudas album on EMI, don't you know? Really good record, this. Got Codeine on it. This is my time. But my favourite's Don't Let Go. I think they're probably a little bit pop, if you like, jangly for some people. But I thought they were fabulous. And they looked fantastic in those dandy outfits as well. So that's my first pick. It's the Drop Out with the Barracudas. Yes. Also, the next one is the Cannibals. This is the first Cannibals album, Bone to Pick. What a sleeve! Look at it. Stunning, stunning sleeve. The music isn't quite as violent as you might think, judging by the sleeve, but it is super good. They were a super good band. I even love the back of the sleeve as well, with the cops and everything. This is a great record. And you should get it. It's on Hit Records. It wasn't a hit, obviously, but you should get it. It's awesome. Cannibals did a lot more other stuff. I also love their 5 from the Cannibals single, Good Guys. Why did I say 5? I don't know why I said 5. Don't matter. From the Cannibals, Good Guys. That's also a great little single from the same time. Everybody loved the Cannibals. Yeah. Bone to Pick by the Cannibals. Great record. Next, we're going to talk about probably the most famous person to ever come from this scene. None other than Billy Childish. You can make a whole video about Billy Childish. Maybe one day I will. I don't know. Today, I'm just going to concentrate on one of his bands. And that band is the Milkshakes, because that's the first one I ever heard. Saw them doing Red Monkey. Is it Red Monkey? Yeah. On a, whatever it was, on a show. This is their very first record, talking about Milkshakes. I think they're obsessed with the Beatles at the Cavern around about this time. Really good record. The next one, After School Session, also brilliant record. Basically raw R&B, noisy stuff. Billy Childish, of course, went on to do the Headcoats, who are more enthralled to the Dowliner sect, probably. Also, great band, and I should have pulled them out, but I haven't. So the Milkshakes it is, kids. Talking about Milkshakes, great record. They also did an album of covers, 15 rhythm and blues greats, whatever, great record. Around the same time as you have the Milkshakes, alongside them, I seem to think they were always together. They probably weren't. You would have had the Prisoners. This is the Prisoners, I think it's second album. The Wiser Minds of Demelza. What a record this is. If you know anything about Graham Day, then you know about the Prisoners. If you know anything about the James Taylor Quartet, then you know about the Prisoners, because, of course, James Taylor was in the Prisoners. Yes, as was Graham Day. This album, I love this album. Hurricane, what a great tune. Love Lies, Love Me Lies. Here Come the Misunderstood. Bit small facey, bit moddy. Less raw than your Milkshakes, but still, what a great record. All of this stuff, by the way, you can stream and you can watch on YouTube. Somebody in the comments asked me why you couldn't hear the tunes, and that's because you get a copyright strike off off those boogers, in YouTube, and then no one will watch the video. So The Prisoners, The Wiser Miser, Demelza, on Big Beats. Great record. Been reissued. This is actually the reissue on a super orange vinyl. Marvelous album. Mr. Graham Davies, it should be up there with Ray Davies as a lyricist. Love him. Right, now I'm going to move on from that lot to another band that I really rate, another band that all psychobillies loved, or most of us, and that is The Purple Things. 4 albums they had. I'm showcasing 2 right now because they're my favourite 2 albums, or mini albums. I guess they're mini albums. But first one, Deep in the Mind of The Purple Things. What a great record this is on Media Burn, a label that gave us loads of brilliant stuff. This is, you could say Crampsy, I guess, but I don't know. I don't like to pigeonhole these guys. And what I love about this scene is that none of these bands sound like any of the others, but they're all in sort of the same scene. The Purple Things are like yeah, sort of Crampsy, dirty, weird. What's the Insect Bones and the Astronauts? What a title for a tune, you know. Great band, Wild Man. You can see what they're doing. They also did The Purple Things Out of the Deep. Another great record. Also on Media Burn. And also, yeah, is it Crampsy? I don't know. I don't want to say it is or not. Somebody tell me if they're Crampsy. I don't know. That's the most obvious comparison I can say. Sort of that sort of rock and roll, but also weird. That's The Purple Things. They got more albums than these, but these 2 are my favourites. Deep in the Mind of The Purple Things and Out of the Deep, 2 brilliant albums to listen to if you haven't had them. Next, we're going to talk about one of the legends of the scene, or 2 of the legends of the scene, Mr. Alec Palau and Mr. Bal Crouch, in the Stingrays. The Stingrays, they start. I mean, somebody asked me, weren't the Stingrays in your psychobilly thing? And I could have put them in there because all psychobillies love the Stingrays. But to me, the Stingrays are a sort of garagey thrash band, and they started off with some killer singles, which I have here. Those being Escalator, which is a bit of a tribute to someone who'll come up later, who are the Cardboard Cutouts. Yes, brilliant single. And then the On Self-Destruct EP, also fabulous. Big Beat Records. This has got the amazing track Dinosaurs on it, which of course dispels the notion that you have to dress a certain way to listen to the music. Doesn't matter what you wear. Doesn't matter what the bloody papers say. It's fine. Listen to the Stingrays. These 2 singles, stunners. Then they go drop an album, a fantastic album. This album here, Dinosaurs. What a great record this is. Brilliant record, but not obviously psychobilly, for sure. You can't tell me that You Got a Hard Time Coming or John Strummer's Wallet are obviously psychobilly. But they certainly look it, don't they? Yeah, they certainly look it. What a record this is. But I'm going to tell you now, the one that I really loved by the Stingrays, I love them all, Cryptic and Coffee Time and all of that, was actually Live Retaliation. Me and my mate Dave used to listen to this all the time because it's brilliant, it's raw, it's aggressive, and it's got a brilliant version of the Northern Soul Stomper Panic on it. So yeah, I love this record. Love this record. Live Retaliation. The Stingrays are out and about. I saw them recently supporting the Seeds, and they were absolutely fantastic. Yes. They also had a couple of, what do you call them, side projects? I don't know. They had a couple of things adjacent to being in the Stingrays that they did, chief of which is the fabulous Banana Men single. There it is. That's the Banana Men EP. Songs made famous by the Cramps. There's the back. And it's basically covers of 60s garage tunes. The Crusher, Love Me, and Surfing Bird. And it is fantastic. It's on Banana Records. They have a Banana Records. And later released on Big Beat as well. This album is just cracking. Noisy. It's not an album, it's a single. Noisy. Brilliant. Love it. I left in a hiccup there. Next is another offshoot of the Stingrays that came out alongside or a bit later, and that's the amazing Ugg and the Cavemen. Baal's definitely on this. It's difficult to know who's definitely on it, I suppose. But a couple of covers on this, like Go Gorilla, Go Gorilla, Go, Go, and Under the Door. But this is Wild, this album. Wild. Came with a pink cover and a green cover. And was also on Media Burn, I believe. And was then later released by Trashwax with an accompanying DVD. And that's brilliant. It's got the full story on a gatefold sleeve if you want to get it. But yeah, Ugg and the Cavemen. The primitive sounds of Ugg and the Cavemen. Violent, aggressive, and absolutely fan-bloody-tastic. Next, less violent again, but just got a weird, unique sound, all of their own, and unique hair to match, and that is The Vibes. This is What's Inside. This is a great record. It's so weird. It's on Chainsaw Records. They're weird, psychedelic, garagey, bit psychobilly-ish. I don't know, who knows. Brilliant album this, What's Inside. Also, they did another one. What's it called now? The Inner Wardrobes of Your Mind is a single, isn't it, I think. This is also a great record. A great record for you to own and listen to via YouTube if you haven't got it. It's an absolute banger. Then we got an honourable mention. An honourable mention to The Damned for doing Give Daddy the Knife, Cindy, as Nas Nomad and the Nightmares. They also did a whole bunch of songs from the Nuggets and Pebbles era, which is what inspired all of this. So they got Nobody But Me on here, Action Woman. It is the Damned circa Phantasmagoria lineup. So Bryn Merrick, Roma Jug, David Vanian, and Rat Scabies. And it's fantastic. They have recently recorded another version, another album, not as Nas Nomad, but as The Damned, in tribute to Brian James. And that's got some more sort of 60s-y covers on it. But the one we all knew and loved was this one. Even saw them supporting The Damned. Must have been a tired night for those boys. Anyway, great record. Then we're going to talk about, last one, we're going to talk about this one is the ultimate, the all-time, the legend, retired now, living a happy life, and as it should be. But for a lot of us, myself including, anything that this person did, I bought. Like anything. And that person, of course, is Nigel Lewis. Nigel Lewis, of course, was a founder member of the Meteors with Mr. Paul Fenwick and Nigel Robertson, who also crops up on quite a few of these records. And, of course, he left the Meteors under a cloud. When they did the In Heaven record, where is it? When they did the In Heaven record as the Meteors, they did a little side shuffle of 60s garagey inspired tracks, and they released it under the name Clapham South Escalators on Upright Records. This has got one cover on it, Get Me to the World on Time, Virgin Prunes, I believe. And on the B-side, it's got two originals, one by Paul Fenwick, Leave Me Alone, and one by Nigel Lewis, which is called Cardboard Cutouts, which is, of course, what the Stingrays were talking about in their song Escalator later on. It's a good callback. Yes, this is a great little single. The tracks on this are actually available on the Meteors Teenage from Outer Space record. So Nigel was up for this. He wanted to go a little bit more like that. They'd already sacked Mark Robinson and replaced him with Woody Taylor, who also crops up on some of these records, before Nigel finally left and put out the last, I'd say this is a Meteors record, because Nigel Lewis, Woody and Paul Fennick are all on side A. I'd say it's a Meteors record, but I guess he owned the tapes and he put it out. He was nicknamed the Tall Boy, so we put it out as the Tall Boys. It is, of course, another half hour till sunrise, based on the Evil Dead, and on the B-side, Island of Lost Souls, which is obviously a film with Bela Lugosi, great film. This single is a monster. What a single! Probably some of the greatest guitar work that Paul Fennick ever did is on this. The two solos on Another Half Hour Till Sunrise are amazing. So yeah, this, to all intents and purposes, is a Meteors record. I guess there was some kind of argument. So that came out first, and then you wonder, well, what's Nigel going to do? And he comes back with his new band, The Escalators. And here, I want to make an observation. I don't know if it's true, and I'm sure neither of them would tell me if it was. But the Meteors was obviously a partnership. Nigel Lewis and Paul Fennick, and they wrote 50-50 of the songs, and that's why we loved it, because each of their different styles were amazing. When they split, both Paul and Nigel got other people in as a songwriting foil for the next album they did. So for the Meteors, Paul Fennick got Mick White. Got Mick White in to play bass, but he also allowed Mick White to write quite a few of the songs of the Wrecking Crew era, notably Phantom of the Opera, Fear of the Dark, Axe Attack. Yeah, that's interesting to me, because Nigel Lewis at the same time hooked up with Mark Robinson and Woody, both former Meteors, and another guy called Bart Coles, and formed the Escalators. And the Escalators were again that partnership. It's very interesting. Both of them, Paul Fennick and Nigel Lewis, ended up going completely solo on songwriting duties with their later endeavours. But it's just interesting to me that both of them, when they did their first album, relied on someone else. So the Escalators had a couple of singles. Monday, which is Bart Cole's tune, backed with the Monsters theme. Great single. You can also get it with this a later reissue where it's flipped and the Monsters theme is on the A side. Monday's alright, it's a nice little song. I love the picture of the band on this. It's very good. But my favourite Escalator single is Something Missing, which is scandalously not available on the CD reissue of the album. So you can get this on CD if you get the Big Beat compilation CD. But this song is absolutely brilliant. Something's Missing, B-side The Edge by Bart Coles. Great singles, both of them. And then they dropped an album which most of the people I know revere as an absolute stormer of an album, and that is, of course, Moving Staircases, with the brilliant The Day the Sun Burnt Down, and Flanders Fields, brilliant. Any of them. Stone Rangers, Video Club, which Nigel Lewis said is not a dig at Paul Fennick. Mark Robinson also says not a dig at Paul Fennick. However, on the back, the image for Video Club very clearly has Paul Fennick in a TV. I believe that was scandalous. If you read Mark Robinson's book, you'll find that might have been a scandalous decision by management to do that. This album is fantastic. The singles are fantastic. You can find CD reissue of this without Something's Missing. Why? I don't know. Put it on there. You can also get an album of them playing live at Le Havre. What a band, great band, but not destined to last forever. Nigel Lewis then went off, had a bit of back surgery, I believe, and then came back with a solo album, What I Feel Now. I haven't dug it out, I've got it, it's in there. It's an interesting album, let's say that. I like it, but it's not one that would appeal to everyone, I don't think. But then he came storming back, rebranding himself once again as the Tall Boys, once again having Woody Taylor, at least initially, but then Mark Robinson for the full time, got a guitarist, James Allen, and played bass himself before they later replaced him, got Kev Green on the bass and Nigel played guitar as well. And the Tall Boys are just a magnificent band. They had their first, which is, I believe, the first one is Wednesday Addams Boyfriend. That's the album there. That's the t-shirt there. Wednesday Addams Boyfriend with the brilliant Feel It, which is a cover of a band called It's All Meat. The Weird Star, about a guy setting himself on fire. The Baron, Through a Glass. It's all weird. It's all wonderful. It all sounds magnificent. And it's brilliant. Later on, they then released another single, Final Kick. That's a 12-inch version. There's also a 7-inch version. Obviously, this is another brilliant record. Another one sort of about killing. You like that? He's setting the world on fire. Also, if you get the 12-inch, which I think you should, if you get the 7-inch, you get Dragster, but if you get the 12-inch, you get Dragster, you get Action Woman, and you get Interceptor. Brilliant songs, all great single. And then they finished up, scandalously, they didn't do a full-length album, which is, they did do one later called One in the 2000s, which is really good, but I'm sticking to the 80s here. So the last thing they did, as far as I knew, Brand New Gun, a song that I play myself a lot with the Space Wasters. This is an absolutely brilliant single written by James Allen. On the B-side, there's a song called Last House on the Left, which is really weird because the Meteors originally had a song called Last House on the Left, which was demoed by the Tall Boys, and you can find that on the Tall Boys CD, which was a compilation, and it's got a demo of a song called Last House on the Left, which is exactly the same as the one the Meteors did, which you can find on various bootlegs, namely Live at the 100 Club. It's not called that because they didn't know. They should have asked me and I'd have told them. Anyway, but then this Last House on the Left, completely different song. So, who knew? Yes, who knew? So that's basically my 23-minute roundup of all the best garage rock and roll stuff. I will leave you with a thing to go watch on YouTube if you don't know. The Tube did once venture into a basement in Soho and film the four of the bands, and it's on YouTube. If you search for YouTube 4on4 on YouTube, you will find the Milkshakes, the Prisoners, the Stingrays and the Tall Boys all playing live on the Tube in a King's Cross basement, and it's absolutely fantastic, and it's the thing that got loads of people into this scene. They released a single of it. There it is, 4on4. The best thing about this single is none of it is available elsewhere, which is weird. So the Tall Boys track, Ride This Torpedo, absolute stonker of a tune. Everybody loves it. Not available anywhere else, not in this form. Stingray's doing Come On Kid, Milkshake's doing Out of Control, and the Prisoners doing Reach Out My Head. And this single, it's probably one of the greatest singles ever made, and it's all on video on YouTube. Go check it out. Whoops, edit, I forgot. Nigel Lewis also did the Johnson Family with Woody in the beginning. He's on the back of that. There he is. And later Mark Robertson. There he is. Again. They're different lineups on both singles. First single, I Don't Want a Boyfriend. I Just Want a Motorcycle. Big Bang on the B-side. Absolute cracker. And then my favourite of theirs, Be My Rose. And Kennington Vigilante, also a brilliant song by Helen Shadow, no less. This is a great single. They also did an album, but I think that's a bit more rock and roll and it came out later. But there you go. The next time we meet, I'll be talking about the power of a compilation, especially in the two scenes we've talked about now. Thanks for giving me your time. It's a long video. If you watched to the end, I really appreciate it. Put a like on it. Put a like on it. Do what you want. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe. Vicious Vinyl is out of here.